Welcome back into Climbing the Summit podcast, where the ultimate summit is personal development, self-discovery, and self-realization. I am your host, Danny Cobbin, lead explorer. Today's episode, I really want to talk to you about being ready so you don't have to get ready. Being ready so you don't have to get ready. I was talking to a client about a client, and I asked them, I was like, how did you get that client? Quick backstory. He was sitting in a park in a hammock. He had just gotten his toes out of the river. He's sitting back and just allowing life to come to him. And as life came to him, this lady showed up. They got to chit-chatting. After they chit-chatted, she ended up being a client for his for over a year. Now, how did that happen? He was like, I don't know exactly what I did to make that happen. And I was like, that's interesting, because once you can find out what it is in that situation that made you made that happen, you'll be successful. And so I honestly think everything happens to us for a learning experience. I mean, let's just be real. Like, we are here ultimately to learn. As my girl Christy from Super Coach Academy said, she said that we are here to play one perfect note. And we are here clarifying, practicing, getting used to the instrument of life so we could play one note. And I think everything happens perfectly because it was about a week ago. I had came home from some stuff and I had felt like a loser. I was like, man, Danny, you are a loser. And after a 30-minute drive, because what I know is that I am not my thinking. My thinking occurs, my thinking happens. I can choose to listen to that thinking. And when I do choose to listen to that thinking, it looks real. It comes alive. It's vibrant. So I'm choosing not to listen to that. But it's still coming in from all the different angles. And I went on a 30-minute drive. And on that 30-minute drive, by the end of it, the thing that had crossed my mind was, I'm not a loser. I have loser behaviors, loser mentalities. I thought. Because I go out, I hike mountains. I'm doing the yoga teacher training. I've got life coaching clients. I'm raising my twins. What is it about me that is this loser mentality, this loser behavior? I had to take a look at it. And it's, I'm not doing the things on a daily basis that it would take for success. Now, why is that important to our conversation about how we get the things that we want in our life, like how they come to us? Because I'm listening to the loser mentality, the loser behavior comes up. It's not you. It's what you're doing. Kobe said he wakes up at 4 a.m., gets a workout in, gets rested, eats, goes, hangs out with the family, does all of those things. And once those things are done, he's rested up. He goes back in about noon o'clock. And then he goes back in a third time. So he's going in 3 times a day. So in the NBA, in order to be the best in his field, he was going in the gym 3 times a day. Other people aren't doing that. Not on a daily, not on a weekly, and not on a yearly basis. And I got a mentor. He's not even alive. His name's Greg Plights. I listen to a lot of his motivation as a man, and his motivation is it's interesting because it's not necessarily who I want to be, how I want to be, but he's an ex-Marine, right? And because of that, he has this work mentality where it's like, you do not know how much time, attention, and effort you need to put into something until you get to the show, till you get to the event. And when you get to the event, the show, you might get these feelings of nervousness or anxiety or you name it. You can name it whatever you want. You might get that feeling. And what's fascinating is what he said is is if you get that feeling and you've put in the work that it takes in order to be successful, that's excitement. That's joy. I get to go out here and I get to lay it out on the line. But if you didn't give it everything that you have, if you are slacking off in practice, that the joy and excitement wouldn't be there because only you know whether you've put in the time, attention, and effort in order to make it what you think it needs to be successful. So I got things I'm supposed to do. 21 days of yoga or 21 days of meditation, straight 30 minutes sitting down. It's not that hard to do. But I was so geeked up last Friday. I was so excited about this class, this opportunity, that everything else went out the window. And for 24 hours, I completely forgot that I needed to meditate. I don't know if I had already done it. I don't know. And it doesn't matter. And I beat myself up for a couple minutes. Notice I said literally a couple minutes, because it's as easy as beginning again, right? It's a practice. It's not a perfect. So yes, I missed a few days of meditation, but I'm back on the bandwagon, right? I'm back on it. I'm doing the thing. Now I can continue to beat myself up about not doing it, or I could just go back to doing the thing. Why is that important? Because again, I'm writing my yoga flow. I'm taking you on a little journey, but I'm wanting you to see the little nuggets along the way, right? And I'm writing my yoga flow. I got my yoga class on Thursday at Sunny Isles. So I've found that like I've got this like little flow or process, and I'm not really sure if it's a real thing or not, but we're testing it out, and right now it's looking true, right? So I finished my yoga flow up yesterday, and I'm listening to Toxic by Britney Spears, but it's a remix with a group called Levity. I ain't never heard of them. Friend Jason sends it to me. I listen to it. It's hot. I send it to a few people. I get curious. I go on YouTube. I look them up. They have a 2024 festival set that I could listen to. So I'm like, bet I'll listen to it. Crowd is full. And the first thing they say is, this is our favorite festival. We're happy to be back here. Our first year that we came here, it had been 6, 7, 8 years of putting out music on YouTube, going to like little events, and we got here and 40 people was here. We weren't supposed to be here, and there were 40 people here when we started playing, and people started listening. People started hearing what we were doing, and then they came over, and now they've had a huge year the last year. And why do I bring that up? I bring it up because just like that group, when they got their opportunity, when they got their chance, they weren't wondering if what they had was good or not. They just did them. That's what my client did that time. My client went out and he was himself. And when the opportunity presented himself, he was prepared in such a way that he showed up to the moment. That's all this is. This game of life is showing up to the moment, but putting in the work beforehand. And I was one of those human beings that didn't think that the work needed to be put in beforehand. I thought it was all supposed to be given to me. I thought it was all supposed to be handed to me. I thought because I'm in shape, I'm a good looking individual, I'm blessed with the ability to speak English fluently for the most part, and I am here. Everything should just be mine. Right. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the gym, you're in your career, you're teaching your children, or anything else in life. What's powerful is not just giving the information, the things that you've learned away. That's not the only important thing. The other side of that is listening to that inner wisdom, that inner guidance, and moving forward. And yes, learning, yes, growing, and yes, sharing. But ultimately putting in the hard work of being who you are loving the thing you do and allowing that to pull you in the direction of the thing you want to do, will you start to find success? No, it might be 6, 7, 8 years, right? I've been putting the podcast on for a while now. And what's interesting is how much actual time and attention I put into the podcast, on the mic, in front of the mic, the things that I've learned in comparison to the time that's been thought about it. How many of us are thinking about the thing because we want it to be perfect before the thing is out? And we haven't even gotten out of our minds yet. If you want the client, if you want the gig, if you want to be that person that you see yourself as being, step up to the plate of life each and every day. Go all in on the things that you enjoy. And you know what? It might not produce any fruit, but you adjust and you move forward, because that's who you are as a human being. You're capable of moving forward, learning, growing, and to continue climbing up your personal summit. Love you guys. Have a good day. And I hope this was helpful.